Yo, yo. We live soon? Maybe. Checking. Check, check. Alright, looks like we're good. 4, 7, 3, 8. Let's see. Yo, mandatory myocarditis in the house. What's up? Yo, these bikers are locked in. All right, I'm opening my Twitch chat. If you're on YouTube, come to Twitch. How's it going? He's got headphones on. Do I approach people with headphones on? Am I going to get kicked out? Am I going to cause trouble? Possibly. Why does that keep happening to me? All right. So we got to get the... See that? Look at the difference in zoom. That's huge. Yo, Crypt Rick, what's up, man? Nice seeing you here. You're always here, man. It's crazy. Here, I'll give you the panoramic shot so when a biker comes by, you see him going around the corner. Heck yeah. It's nice out every day in Florida. It makes me want to stream every day outside, I'll tell you that. But here's the thing. Of course, there's holidays and all that stuff, so I'm not going to be streaming too much this week. So I figured to just get a stream in real quick. I'm opening my Twitch chat, so for those of you on YouTube, definitely go over to Twitch if you'd like. That's the place to be. And yeah, I'm struggling to get my camera on the bike, so I'm still figuring things out here. But well, either way, we're going to start talking to people on the trails. All right? We're going to still talk to people. Yo, I'm here. But why does this thing keep flipping on me? Obviously, I still need tech help. Darn it. Oh, I think I know why. Okay, it should be fixed now, I think. And then let's change the mode here. All right, we'll stick to this mode. Should be good now. Don't flip on me. What's up? Ask questions. Question everything. We're here today to talk to people on the trail and basically ask questions. I'm going to be asking different questions each time I'm here. At least that's the goal. Okay, man, I am so zoomed out. Holy moly, I look so tiny on my screen. Wow. Jeez. I'm like a little tiny little midget on this thing. No wonder, man. No wonder why these phones are made with like 5 cameras nowadays. I don't know what the point of all those cameras are, but nonetheless, as you can see, there's no trespassing signs here. Certain parts of the trail, there's no trespassing. Other parts, there are, and yet it's all just kind of land, open. Tons of land. Yeah, no chemtrails either, which is pretty darn awesome, right? I mean, I haven't seen them for actually a couple days. I'll be honest, guys. I was hanging out with a friend before who's going to be one of our stream guests. He'll probably walk the trail with me. I've been talking with other people who are going to be stream guests, and we'll also stream at different locations, right? So this is just one location that I want to stream, which is on the trail, because people come on by. And I got to keep an eye out because... Okay. I don't know what that is. There's like a tractor back there. Oh, never mind. It's not coming this way. Sorry. But, yeah, how you guys doing? Crypt Rick, St. John, Mandatory, how you guys doing? I got the chat open on my phone. We're good. Use this for chat. Use that for stream. How do you like the setup? We doing good? If anything, the zoom is actually too much. Too much zoom. Here, this might be better. Right? Now it's probably better. Thomas Rua, asking folks how property tax is constitutional is fun. So, okay, now look at this guy, right? I can't ask this guy questions, I don't think. Yo, nice. It's cool. Yo, that thing is awesome. Right? That thing's awesome.
It's nice, man. I want one of those.
Yeah, right? Never seen that thing before. I think it's pretty sick. You see that guy? He's like on his back, basically. Anyways, okay, so you can see there's people walking, there's people biking by, like me, they got a bike. It's gonna be harder to ask them questions than the people who walk, but we can still attempt it. We can still attempt it. Now, my question for you guys is, what question should I ask? Okay, now I can keep something very light. I can say, hey, you know, what inspires you, right? Or I can ask something maybe a bit more heavy, like, you know, why are you not free? Or are you free? Are you truly free? Something of the sort, depending on how challenging you want to get. I mean, we live in Florida. There's a lot of freedom folks here. My goal is to find and see, can we find any truth seekers here? Can we find anybody who questions anything in this life, or everything like I do, right? Are they as crazy as me? We'll have to find out. I'm sure I'm going to get ignored, straight up ignored by people, but that's just part of the fun. Asking, yeah, let's see. Get the fluoride stare sometimes. Oh yeah, asking people if they like fluoride in their water, like that drop of IQ, right? What is a right? Where do rights come from? That's a good question. Yeah, that's actually a good question, right? Our Constitution. Oh, I thought it's nature or God. All right. Does it change state by state, border by border? What's going on? So the goal of this is to make it more mainstream content. Now, I still don't really have an editor. Like, to be honest, guys, the last stream I did was like, what, 4 hours? That could have been clipped like crazy. So at this point, the issue I have is that there's actually too much content to edit. Like, I'm not kidding. So we have the college project, we have the land project, which I actually have an event tomorrow for that, so I can't stream tomorrow. There's just too much content. And I actually need editors because I just can't keep up with the content. Like, I need somebody just to clip it. Don't do any edits to it at all. Just post it, because just that alone would help dramatically. And I swear, that's literally all I'm looking for. At what point is taxation considered slavery? That's a good question, right? Is taking 100% of somebody's labor, if that's slavery, what percentage isn't? And I like to ask the question, would you obey your conscience, or would you obey the law if the law went against your conscience? And I actually asked that one at the colleges. You guys have to check that out. It's going to be a massive video I'll put out. And then again, because it's so massive, it could be clipped out like crazy. And I have a bunch of visions of how it can be clipped, but again, it's like, it takes a lot of time to do that. So it's like, how do you want to prioritize your time? Rights, I was born with those. That's right. That's right. Right. All right, so let's get started here. I got flyers. And I'm going to go to my bench. my bench spot. And I think that's going to be the place where we hang out to do stuff. I'll take you guys on a little tour with me. What's up? Like the hat? Am I doing good? I put the mic on the side this time so that way the hat doesn't hit it. I'm learning, guys. I promise. I swear. I'm trying. Considering the American corporation, government is a corporation, it's the FC. I didn't even call it a government. It's called a corporation. I'm already there, man. I already got you. But my chances are, the minute I start biking, somebody's going to come on by and then I'm going to miss them. Because that's what happens, guys. And the farther I go from society, the worse my internet connection gets. But that bench over there is pretty nice, so we're probably going to head over there. All right, we went from like 1% income tax to 40%. Yeah, about that. Pretty crazy, right? Look at this camera quality, right? Like those power lines. Hey, John, like those power lines? Hey, John's here. John's going to be one of my stream guests, right, John? Better be. John came down to Florida at the same time as me from Pennsylvania. Pretty crazy. So, let's see. Can I bike with this at the same time? Is this dangerous? Let's see. Got my stand up. All right. Now, usually I put this on the bike, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. So we're not doing that. Let's just go over here. All right. Gonna be a little bumpy just for now. Gotta get to the bench. Whee. We're getting there, boys. Man-made laws are created for profit. They matter very little to me. I follow universal law and ruthless honesty. That is my law. Is it your law, or is it just the law of nature? Because what if you're not honest? And what if you try to break the laws of nature? You can't really escape it, huh? So it's not really yours, is it? But because, you know, you're choosing to call it yours in that sense, right? It's always nuance to some extent. Them is to follow or understand, but we're always understanding them, and since our understanding can be misinterpreted or incomplete, it can get more nuanced, and then you start to wonder, is it really then objective, right? So the goal is to always be objective. I always say the objective is the objective, right? And the subjective makes you a subject. Because if you stay stuck and say, oh, well, we can decide whatever we want to do, then you're not going to seek something that's internal, something that is always there. You're not going to respect what was there before you, what has always been. And because of that, you become a slave to man. I'd rather be a slave to reality, but then I'm not a slave at all. Anyways, put the kickstand here. Yeah, how we doing, guys? Look at this view, I'll show you. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, it's been fall before I claimed it, exactly. You have to recognize it, you have to claim it. Not quite. In a way you do, right? But in a way you don't. Let's see if I can talk to this lady here. Guys, we're just gonna try it, all right? Do our best. They see some crazy guy with a camera talking, that's me. All right. Cool. Hello. Hi. Mustering. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Just here trying to educate people, inspire. Will is the question, right? He's probably listening to like some sort of podcast or something. Probably listen to me, right? I mean, let's be honest. He's probably listening to me. So yeah, I love this field in the background. It's so nice. I think it's beautiful outside, and it's cool I get to produce some content outside. I wasn't too pushy with that one. Okay, listen, I have to feel it out, okay? If the person like gives me, they're focused, they're locked in, I can't talk to them that much, okay? So I gotta feel it out, I'm still gonna ask everybody though, comes by. Not missing anybody this time. Not missing anybody. At least I'm gonna try. Considering positive and negative are connected as a whole. And that's where the Eastern perspective comes in, right? It's hard to understand more of the Eastern perspective, I would say. Yo, this phone has 20%, nice. All right, so this is my bench. Let me show you guys my little setup here. All right, check this out. Got my little bench here. Look at this. Donated to the citizens of Pinellas County in memory of Elaine Bell. So thank you, Elaine Bell, for this amazing bench, which is going to be part of the Freedom Press for the Liberator 2 News. And then this is the bike I use, right? So check out this bike, okay? You should never buy a bike that's $1,000 or $2,000, etc. I got this on Craigslist. This is my horse, okay? This is my horse, modern day horse. It's a bike, okay? And the reason why is because you can use this as a car. Let's be honest. You can go very far if you have electric. This is better than what you get from a $1,000, $2,000 bike. And I only paid like $300 because of Craigslist. Yes, that still exists in 2025. And it is totally worth it because it is more powerful and lightweight, right? See the light tires? You don't have to worry about all the replacements or disc brakes. You don't really need that, right? So very simple. I was going to build it myself at first, and I was getting stuff for it, and then it turned out I don't really need to do that because I just met this guy who does it for a living and wood carved this whole thing. So he went all out, and I'm like, all right, well, it's better than what I was gonna do. So I had the parts, but then he's just like, all right, shows me up, waits around for prices to drop and sells it. And honestly, you can probably make a pretty good business out of this, guys, building bikes, because of how much they charge people to basically rip you off on Amazon and other places, when you can literally just take tie wraps and kind of build it yourself. There's tons of tutorials online on how to do that. So pretty useful. Cool bike, great seat. That makes a huge difference. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this seat is much more comfortable than a typical bike seat, without a doubt. It's definitely much more comfortable. But yeah, somebody stole my bike. Oh geez, yeah, I have a lock thing on here too, but that stinks. But you know, I also check this out. So it's not just a normal bike, it's got a key. Check that out, see? So turns on like that, and then it's got even a whole alarm system. Sick, right? So, you know, that's what you get. All right, there's a guy walking by. Let's see. I might miss it. Shoot. Hey, man. How's it going? Here, I'm going to give you this stuff you don't teach in school. All good, man. Care about freedom? Guess not. Darn it. There you have it. One loss. One loss. Rip. I don't know, he's got like this whole thing on his face. Like, what? Whatever. Whatever, man. We move on. We move on. Can't win them all. It's interesting seeing people's reactions. Hey, if you got a problem, tell me, you know? Oh, these guys, I think these guys, what do you feel? Flyer either. Shoot. All right, we got some people coming. Locked in. I'm ready. By the way, if you haven't seen this, there's like this whole fence here, right? Like, no trespassing. So, kind of weird. I did a whole video on that in my first stream. What are these guys doing? What's up? They're super like locked in. I can't ask them for a flyer. There's no way they're stopping on that. People do all sorts of weird things on this trail, man. I'm not the only one that records, just so you guys know. It's lagging. Yeah, it goes in and out, I guess. But hey, it's 5G. It's supposed to work amazing, right? Lies, man. Lies. 5G doesn't work at all. For this matter, I mean, gosh. But it's not like, I'm not even that far into a trail. I'm not even like in a like crazy nature. And yet 5G is not working 100%. Crazy. Ridiculous. Also, so I'm going to do a computer stream sometime soon, which you guys seem to like a lot. But because there's a lot of things that were sent to me, React stuff, Daryl Ernst, one of my viewers, actually sent a whole video. He's like, hey, what would you like if I record a video of like my food forest? And he lives somewhere like Costa Rica or something. You might be watching, Daryl. And I guess he sent like a 30-minute video so I can react to it on stream, which is pretty sick, so I'm down with that. Sun gazing. Yeah, I mean, that's 5G internet for you, I tell you. Ain't the best. Guess we need 6G, huh? It's never enough for us humans. Let's see, I am known to do magic tricks with no trespassing signs. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that fence is probably not going to really stop many people. It's not really going to stop much. And I actually contacted the county. I'm like, hey, could I, you know, maybe record in the preserve? Because this is a preserve. I'm like, I'm part of Food Forest Abundance, you know? I'm all about education, about the environment. So can I maybe stream or, you know, record in there and educate people and not harm anything. And it's like, oh, you gotta talk to this person, contact this person. It's like, are you kidding me? I can't get anywhere when it comes to contacting anyone in the county and the government. Now, again, if you're listening, welcome, awesome, great. But like, at the same time, I don't get any answers. Where's all my answers? It's not coming from anywhere. But they were able to live stream from the moon several decades ago. Oh yeah, man, yeah. Well, their tech was just amazing, right? But they lost all that tech, of course. Ever communicate with your friends with no technology? Well, like walkie-talkies, right? Pretty sick. Yo, he's roller skating. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Here, can I give a skate? Yeah, it's going through all sorts. I like roller skating. I should do that on the trail too sometime. You know, I actually taught myself for like 30 days straight, like a whole month, in my garage back in PA, roller skating just for Florida on purpose. Here, we got a guy here. See if we can get one of him. Might be difficult. Hey man. Here, this is for freedom, truth. Yeah, you into like freedom, truth or anything? What inspires you? I got a stream right here.
I have to hurry up. I have to be.
Oh, all good, man. All good. Well, this is stuff you aren't taught in school. So if you're ever interested, like you have kids, they have to go into a schooling system, growing food. If you're interested, you know, Florida, we have beautiful soil.
Thank you.
Tons of information.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Well, there we go. Right? Getting some wins here. I'm going to change the camera. I think it's a little too zoomed out. Then again, it does get more footage. We'll just move it over slightly. There we go. Yo, wait, I gotta turn my sound on. Is people following? No shot. Wait, I gotta watch my announcements. Yo, wait. I just gotta follow. Jerry a trick. Gary a trick. Thank you for the follow. Beagle Eye Visions. Hey, that's my friend. 2 days ago he subbed. He probably subbed when I was offline, because I didn't see that. Well, thanks, man. If you're watching, maybe he'll come back later. Heck yeah. Yeah, there's people that record on this. I'm not the only one that records on this trail, I swear, okay? I'm not the only crazy one to do this. Also, what I'm doing here, okay, I'm not just like standing around waiting for people, okay, just to be clear. I'm also here because I can record videos on this bench, okay? Like I can straight up just sit here and talk, because I have a bunch of ideas and stuff for videos and stuff I've never recorded. Like I have list upon list of stuff that I can talk about and do. So, yeah, I'm following my chat here so you guys can still talk, and then I'll see it. Well, I still have 15%. I have chat on there too, so that's why sometimes I walk back there. You guys have bikes? A lot of people have electric bikes here in Florida. It's a pretty common thing. Same thing with golf carts. It's pretty cool. It's much more community oriented. I would say Florida's one of the last states, in my opinion, to really be community, more freedom oriented before things kind of turn more AI, technology isolated. Because obviously things have been heading in that direction, if the past years were not evident. And Florida has kind of been more on the rebellious edge of that, of like, no, we're still going to go to the beaches even though, you know, all this stuff is happening. We're still going to be hanging out with each other. There's a lot of people who are drinking all the time, but that's, you know, that's always kind of been the case. The point is that they're upholding more of the traditions. And since it's more of a southern state as well in the United States, there's a lot more churches. Like literally there's a church on like every single block, right? And I'm not like a big church guy, although, you know, I talk to everybody and I like to learn from everybody. Of course, you guys know spirituality and occultism. I like to look deeper on all that. I like to ask a lot of questions. That might upset some people, but nonetheless, it's great to see because it does build community, and that community is lacking. And I think that's why people like it, right? So, and this exists in many parts of the world. It doesn't just exist in Florida. I just think it's happening more in Florida than in other places. I think Florida is just one of those states that has a little bit more of edge on things because there's always the sunlight, it's always nice out. The storms prepares people, it gets them ready for different events. It gets them more together, more with their community. And it's kind of like a warning sign from nature, like you gotta stick together with your fellow man. You gotta learn how to work with nature. And I noticed this, right, about Florida, especially compared to Pennsylvania, where you're kind of stuck in the snow and there's not many places you can go. That rhymes. And it's a beautiful place. I mean, Pennsylvania, everywhere, all across the nation, it's beautiful, no matter where you go. And I wouldn't say that, you know, Florida's more pretty. It's just, I'm saying the community aspect of it, the people and what they're doing. People can totally build amazing community in the winter and shovel snow together and go sledding, but I think people would rather choose to stay in their houses and watch Netflix, or, you know, and that could be pretty cozy. You could say, oh, that's like really nice. Like I do, like I still wear socks, right? Everybody doesn't wear socks here in Florida. I do because I grew up in Pennsylvania. And I still have that mountain life still within me in a great sense. I like to be kind of isolated, not too out there. But once you see this sort of a different world in Florida, you know, you see different people too. And the people up north are very different. In New York, it's like people kind of have a bit more of an attitude because they're coming from the city. They're coming to Pennsylvania to escape the city, or they go to work in the city and then they kind of, you know, buy things in Pennsylvania. And there's cities here too, but it's also a different life. It's a different city life than up north. So it's very fascinating. Yeah, stand back 20 feet. Florida's a beautiful state. Are there any Canadians left in Florida? Canadians in Florida. I don't think I could run across Canadians in Florida, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think so. Hello. If you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, I'm on a live stream. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes like when people walk by, I'm actually handing out like educational stuff. It's not like anything like trying to get money or anything for people. I try to just educate people about school. So like growing food, like unschooling. If you have like kids, it's important to me that like we're all taught how to kind of work with nature and natural healing remedies, all sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you interested in?
I don't know, that's a broad question.
Yeah? What inspires you? I like to ask that question today. I'm trying to just pick people's brains. I believe everybody's like amazing.
Question, I guess.
Yeah. Are you local? Are you or no?
Yeah, I'm visiting my family right now.
Oh, okay. Have fun. I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. Thank you. A lot of visitors, people from out of state. Always happens. Hey guys, I'm talking to myself because I'm on stream, so mind me. But here, I'll give this to you. This is an educational flyer. A bunch of stuff, like stuff we aren't about school. Like if you care about freedom, truth, like.
I'm one of those conspiracy guys. But
no, that's me too.
But good luck to you.
Okay. Hey, I am too. People call me that all the time. So is he? Or is he not? I'm confused. He didn't take the flyer. It's probably not a conspiracy. What was that about? That was weird, man. That was a weird interaction. They want to leave when it gets warm fast. I'm doing this not too early in the day because yes, I would burn my butt off without a doubt. Your mic, you're getting mic static, am I? Is my mic okay? I hope it is. Is my mic okay? Tell me if I'm getting mic static. Oh, further away I go. Yeah, I guess. I mean, this thing's supposed to have a pretty big range, but... All right. So I learn. Florida native. Wait, Suncrits, are you in the Florida native? I've seen your name before. I think I know who you are, right? It was a little static talking to the woman. Fine now. Got you. Got you. Hey, listen. People don't want to talk to me. That's okay. I'm trying. You never know who you'll meet. So. Church at its foundation was built for community gathering, provide shelter. Yeah, for sure. Hey, what's up? I'm doing a stream, so just mind me. I do this like on the trails. Yeah, I do hand out stuff though, because like I'm a content creator. If you want, this is stuff like we aren't taught in school. Okay. Yeah, like if you have kids, you want to get them out of the school system, you want to grow food, like anything like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you appreciate it. It looks like I'll have to find a better place, I think. It's weird how it goes in and out like that. Sorry for the lag, man. That's crazy. Maybe I have to find a better location to do this. I could probably find a better location too with a lot more people. Don't get me wrong. Find like a really busy street. I could think of some really good places actually to do this. I just don't want to go places that are going to cause like trouble. So I'm thinking like Tarpon Springs would be a good place. You know, Jordan Peterson did a whole speech there at Tarpon. They did like a whole event. So I might go to Tarpon, do stuff there. I've seen my stream basically just like restarted on Twitch. I think it continues on YouTube, but when it comes to Twitch, it just restarts the whole thing. I got a lot of people taking flyers out front of the grocery store, a lot of takers. Yeah, I used to go crazy. Like, I used to have a health coaching business, right? A couple of years ago, 2019. So I was going to like business to business handing out flyers. But, and then of course, that's when everything turned down, 2019, toward the end. So kind of a rough timing, but that shifted my focus to online work, doing a lot more stuff with freedom. And it's amazing that even despite all that happening, people kind of just go on their everyday lives ignoring it. And in a way that's good that they ignore the fact that, you know, the world went down and all this stuff happened, but in another way, they should probably be a lot more prepared and ask a lot more questions about how this possibly happened and to what extent of control do we impose upon the populace because of what happened. I mean, you couldn't walk into a certain store, you couldn't have your own job and decide what to do with your own body in certain circumstances because of different justifications and excuses that people make. Mr. Merrick, yo, what's up? Kick him. Yeah, if I just trip them real quick, and that way they'll stay longer. Goodness, man. Talk about trouble. You're the troublemaker in the chat. I like it. We need some troublemakers in the chat. That's good. Yeah, this is a good time of day though, because it's not too hot. So people aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't sit here in the sun, right? Also, we're in a little bit of the shade here. We got a nice oak tree right above us, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it is a topic I can use, but the problem is that topic is very touchy on a lot of mainstream platforms, so probably wouldn't do so good in regards to my channel. Let's put it that way. But hey, you know, if somebody brings it up on the trail, I'm letting them go, right? I'm letting them go off. They can go on a whole rant if they want. They can say whatever they want. It's not me, you know? Say YouTube comes after me and I'm like, hey, I didn't say it, this person said it. And you're responsible for what you put in your streams. Like, listen, just interviewing random people. Light a joint, that draw a person or two. Yeah, hey, you want one? You want a joint? Probably. That would probably work. In Florida, are you kidding me? Everywhere I go, I smell pot. I'm pretty sure it's not legal. It's like everywhere you go. You know, even just biking here, you see kids fishing in the lakes. It says no fishing. Like, people are just breaking the law everywhere you go. There's raw milk being sold in like all these different stores for pet consumption only. There's a heck ton of pets who love raw milk, right? Like, holy moly. It's like, what is going on? You can't collect rainwater in Pennsylvania? I think that's a law, right? You can't sleep in a refrigerator. I know Brian Young, High Impact Flicks, he has a son, right? His son doesn't produce content, but he used to. He kind of creates some content, right? If you can find it if you like look deep enough. And he did a video on like the most ridiculous laws in the nation. Very basic, right? But pretty funny, because there's like the most stupid laws out there that you would never know exist. And it's like, who in the world thought this was a good idea? It's like, what's going on? You get out of that refrigerator, right? I feel like I should make some like emotes off of that for my chat. Make some memes out of it. Makes no sense. You guys, let's be honest, you guys probably like the desktop streams more because I get to play music and stuff. You don't have to deal with lag. You don't have to deal with wind. You don't have to deal with me pacing back and forth, hearing me probably breathe, and, you know, people probably cutting me off and giving me the stare like, what are you doing? You guys probably like that better for a multitude of reasons. But, you know, you talk to the right person, you get some pretty good clips out of this. And also, I get to be outside, right? Which is, like, more important in a way, because that's kind of like my whole message. So, you know, if I had things my way, everybody should be barefoot. Tomorrow I'll be barefoot in the land, that's for sure. Yo, we lagging on Twitch again? What's with this internet? Just goes up and down. It doesn't make any sense. Elon's messing with the internet, guys. It's Elon. Blame him. I used to have one of those books with all the unbelievable, ridiculous laws. Yeah, I think I have one of those books too. It's like America, the United States of like America ridiculousness or something crazy. I could probably show you. I probably have it on my bookshelf somewhere, or it disappeared. I have no clue. There's some people. Oh boy. Cool. Yeah, we rebels. Hey, what's up?
Well, that's kind of why we're making a plan, because
Hey, dude, here, I got a flyer. Okay, oh good. So I'm on a live stream if you're curious. I'm just like teaching people stuff they aren't taught. So here you go.
That's okay. Thank you.
Oh, good, man. Two people walked by, man. Kind of screwed that up. Not gonna lie. I used to have, let's see. Okay, cool, I didn't miss anything. I think I'll have to rethink the strategy just a wee bit. I'll have to go into a better spot, better internet. Because I didn't think it would lag right here. What's up, man? I could probably stop him, stand right in front of his bike. You're not going anywhere. You shall not pass. I'm not afraid, guys, honestly, to get rejected because, you know, whatever. I ain't covered my feed since last Thanksgiving. The look on the faces in the stores are priceless. No one giving me grief over it either. I know, people, man. Pretty sure Starlink would be do your own questing. Elon is doing this on purpose, though. He's messing with the other internet, so we all have to buy Starlink. It's all a conspiracy, guys. That's what he's doing. Here, I'm gonna sit on the bench. Let me switch this up so I can sit down. Here, we're gonna switch over here. There we go. Alright. Cool. Yeah, Starlink would probably work better, actually. I hear a lot of people who are like, I know people who are kind of, they do more stuff out in the wilderness and that stuff works better for them. Elon makes a bunch of tweets about it too, so let's see. I used to have one of those books. Keep reading that one over and over again. It's like taking up half my screen. Causing no harm, they got nothing on you. Exactly, man. I'm not doing anything. If anything, I'm giving them free knowledge. I'm literally empowering them, giving them the tools to their non-enslavement. Tools for literally like all of life. Like this has everything on it, guys. Check this out. It's got everything. Pretty crazy. But like they can think I'm like trying to convert them or trying to sell them something. That's the issue. You have all the other people trying to make me look bad out there. Capitalism is the parasitic feeding all of need, and unless no need, then feed off of it. Yep. What's up, guys? did I drive you crazy last time?
You're good, man. Just like I said, sit your ass out and enjoy the weather.
Hey, that's why I'm here, man. It's better than being on my computer, right? Speaking to the internet.
That is true.
That's what I'm saying. Knowledge is power. Catch it while you can. That's right. I could also just walk around like this. This was another one of my plans. I don't have to really bike around. But I do have a bunch of topics. Let's talk about, there's something I did want to mention. Something I've been noticing. Some observations that I've had. And some of it is rather important because I don't write down observations unless I feel as if people are not really talking about it. And you ask, well, why is that important, right? Well, there's a lot of influential people we're reaching. A lot of influential people. The Health Revealed project, which I have, we reached out to Dr. Ken Berry. And it actually worked. He actually reposted stuff from Larkin Rose. He's got like 2+ million people, right? And he's just in conversations kind of with us. And there's other people who are very influential who are in conversations with, right? Now, you know, I share information with people. I go in their streams. I don't expect them to necessarily do the favor back. Like, I don't care if they promote me or whatever. I just want to get the message out. So I'm not all about the numbers, but I'm all about the impact. So my goal is to reach people like Jordan Peterson. And it's not hard because we're getting pretty close in contacts. It may seem like I'm a small channel, but I never thought it was possible to reach people like Mike Adams, for instance. I never thought that was possible, right? I mean, Mark Passio was pretty easy, but he's not like a huge. Mike Adams used to have like 2 million plus on each platform, got taken off of everything. So, you know, it's happening. Right? I mean, you can be a small creator and just make the right connections, and then, you know, you meet people, and then you're making an impact more than you think, because the numbers lie too. And let's bear in mind that, you know, people like Jim Gale and myself, there's a lot of, it's kind of hard to know what's legit, like in regards to numbers, because of the shadow banning per se, you know, because of the suppression of our content. It's kind of hard to know really where we stand in regards to the public. So, and numbers are sometimes really wacky. There'll be a week where I interview Derek Bros and all of a sudden numbers just go way down, as if the algorithm detects me saying that name, and it's really strange, guys. I'll just put it that way. So I don't give up. I don't care what people say. I don't care if I'm not like famous or anything, because it's never really was the goal. Pass the piece of prosperity in that pipe. Listen, I don't smoke. I don't do anything like that, all right? But hey, if you do, it's you. It's wild how tough it can be to share some conversation with a random person. Like, they're too afraid to talk. They might have to think for themselves. Oh, okay. Oh man, think for yourself. That's hard, man. How do you do that? You said numbers don't create a big creator. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is not what I wanted to talk about. It just kind of came up. But it's just something that I figured to share, because you can kind of get stuck on it, and it's like a game, you know? It's like, do you really want to play that game? I don't really think I want to. It's like, in a way, it's like there's going to be a bunch of people who say, well, that's really important. Like, we got to reach a lot of people, but what if you are? Like, you don't know. You know, there's like a Mark Passio. There's tons of Mark Passio channels that are not Mark Passio. Like, put it this way. there's like a channel called Inspire. It has like 9 million subscribers, right? And they put out videos of just Mark Passio's speech with like some videos over it, right? It's like super simple editing. Like literally there's no effort involved. I can probably do that, right? But I don't do it because in a way I feel like it's kind of lazy, but at the same time, like he doesn't even know he's being promoted. He doesn't even know that there's like a bunch of people watching his content. I interviewed people in Israel, I interviewed people in Germany and all over the place, and was interviewed by them too, you know, vice versa. There's people in like other languages translating Mark Passio's material. And I actually helped somebody in Korea do the same thing. Like it's astonishing. You don't know the impact you make. I think I was different back in the days. People were more open to talking with random people. Yeah, it was more different back then, I would say, without a doubt. I mean, because again, it's like but also, you know, you see the phone, you get a little intimidated. You see, you know, it's like, oh, I don't really want to be on the internet. I've never really done that before. You compound that with the fact that I'm asking maybe somewhat challenging questions or talking about things that they feel like they may not know enough about or whatever. I like how you said it's not about being famous. I mean, that's it. And I've made different videos about that point over time just because it comes back to me over and over again. And in a way, also to remind myself, because I don't want to get trapped in that game. If I get a bunch of subscribers, and I grew like 3 times faster in 1 year than my first year, because as you get more and more, the growth rate goes faster and faster. So like, I kind of like the slow but steady. And you can have those spurts where you get like a bunch of people coming to your channel and a bunch of people subscribing and all that. Not necessarily something you want. You know, I'd rather have a bunch of people who are much more connected and inspired than a bunch of random people who are kind of attacking and looking for drama. And especially in the live stream space, it's very common. I just had a conversation yesterday with a live streamer who gets a lot of viewers. Like you're talking hundreds every single stream. And he's just getting loads of hate. And I said to him, I'm like, that's good. It means you're making a big impact. And so like, keep it up and don't worry about them. If you want, invite me on the stream, I'll take some of the haters from you, right? Right? But it's true. And I'm like, it's because you're consistent. You're always doing it. And you got a message to share and a lot of people like it. So that's, you know, that's what's happening, right? I like to support those especially who are being attacked. And I see that a lot on the internet. It's pretty crazy because as you get bigger and bigger, the attacks come in more and more. And you can let that affect you, but it's like always very few people, and they tend to be the loudest people, right? It's like, go on Twitter, the loudest people. It's like very few people. They're making all these tweets, spamming to everybody. I often talk to folks I don't know. I often thought seed in that manner. Corey's doing some thought seeding to make an example. Yeah, I'm doing that too. You know, just to kind of show, like, you can't really fear the process. You're gonna face rejection. You're gonna face people who are like, oh, really cool. And then you're gonna face people who are just like, I don't know. Like that one girl's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, right? Like total just blank. And that's fine, right? Everybody's at a different stage in their life. There's no wrong stage. I want to make that very clear. You know, not everybody knows what they're doing and what's happening in the world. Could you blame them? Look how much information is out there, right? It's crazy. How many people are scamming them? How many people are trying to make a profit off of them? How many people are fakes? It's crazy trying to navigate it. So if you're comparing now versus back then, there's good, there's bad, but there's a lot of questionable. And because of the questionable, it makes people question me. And when I have something on my shirt that literally says question everything, I think subconsciously, you know, that could be bad because it's like question me at the same time, but I want them to question me. But I think somebody who sees this shirt, question everything, who's a truther at heart, will be like, that's awesome. You know how many people have walked up to me just because of the yin yang necklace that I have? They're like, man, you got a yin yang necklace. That's awesome, right? And then I end up having like the coolest conversation with them ever. And I could usually tell at this point who's a truther and who's not by just looking at them, which is pretty crazy. But like, there's been times where I see somebody in the back of the room who's by themselves with a notepad, who's observing everybody else. I'm like, that's a truther, right? Because I, over time, have seen, you know, kind of the habits of people like myself who kind of just like observe, right? And not the ones who are always talking, the ones who are always on the spotlight, the ones who have like hundreds of notes on the wall, right? Like the classic thing you see in the movie with like that guy with like 1,000 post-it notes with like a bunch of connections, like, oh, this dot connects here, this dot connects there, right? In a way, you know, we're trying to figure things out. And you can call it paranoia, you can call it trauma, you can call it, you know, schizophrenia. To some degree, we all have this. We're overthinking in our minds. You know, the birth process itself is pretty traumatic. We're born into a world having to oblige to and you know, having to do things that we didn't really sign up for. We all are facing these things to a different variant. Some of us are becoming more honest with it and saying, yes, this is what we have, and we're trying to overcome it. We want your help. So we're just gonna, like, you know, project in a way because we have to get somewhere, right? But then once you're over that projection, once you're over spewing all the, like, you've been lied to, you realize, okay, it's not gonna help projecting on others and saying that they're lied to. We have to change it up here. We have to get more strategic. We have to ask questions. We have to build the new. We have to exit and build, right? Stuff like that. Hey man, how's it going? You see I'm on a stream. Yeah, educating people, asking questions. I appreciate it. Gonna talk to him too, maybe. Never know. There's great people out there. Lost that one. He came by fast. People on these bikes, man, they be zooming past. And I'm like, holy moly, what? It's not the look, it's the feel, the vibration. I learned how to thought seed from underhanded media. What's underhanded media? Is that like independent, alternative? Is that just another way of saying that? These days I feel if somebody is so lost I can save my breath before I can even speak. On the other hand, I feel we're via service. How's it going? Cuckoo. Hey, Daryl. Just, I see some of the same people over again, so I just say hi. Not gonna bother them too much. Looks like I joke around with them. Like that one guy who came back around, I'm like, what's going on? How come you didn't want to talk to me? Hello, humans. Something I would say if I came into a live stream. Hello, dear humans. Yo, Daryl, I'm gonna react to your food forest video next time I'm at my computer. But today, it's a nice day out. I'm outside. And isn't it crazy? What time is it? It's like, isn't it like 7, almost 8 p.m., right? You would never know that though. It's like crazy nice out, right? It doesn't get dark till pretty late. If you get people to question their flawed beliefs by simply asking why they think what they think and not being overly confrontational, I think that works well. Yeah. Hey, I'm working on it. And hey guys, you tell me if I'm doing something wrong, if I could do something right. Okay, I'm not claiming I'm asking questions right here. Certainly, I know what I'm doing better and I know what I'm doing worse. And I also know, like, it depends on the person to some extent, right? Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. What a name, right? What a name in the chat. Speaking of Bigfoot, we got an event tomorrow at Bigfoot Food Forest. For those of you in Florida, or those of you who want to visit Florida, you're welcome. You know, one day we might have Airbnbs and you guys can stay. That'd be pretty sick, right? Media that uses words. We actually, we're setting up a bank account right now so we can get funds kind of channeled in there. We have a professional design. Bro, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be sick. And then I don't have to be seeking all the people. People will be coming to me. People will be coming to me. That'll be interesting, huh? Media that uses words and images to get folks to think in a certain way. Yeah. Notice there's no symbolism here. You know the symbolism? Nature. Here, this is your symbolism. Wow, look at all those symbolism. Well, aside from the symbolism that's right here, what type of symbolism is this, huh? Well, aside from the graffiti that's on it. Graffiti looks prettier than the no trespassing part, right? It's so bad. Yeah, but either way, you see there's no symbols here. We're good. Actually, there's so many symbols you can't see it. Because within every speck of grass, there's probably a billion stinking fractals, right? Vibrations everywhere. Oh, Sunkrits. Yeah, man. I know. You're always welcome to join me on the trail too, man. I know you're in Florida, so You're welcome to join me, man. Anybody in Florida could be my guest. I don't care. As long as you're entertaining, fun, good vibes, be a part of it. That would be sweet. Reminds me of the song from Portishead. You guys know who Portishead is? I listen to music like nobody listens to. Bigfoot Food Forest. That there's a cool name. Heck yeah, it is. Of course it is. It's because Ryan, who owns the land, he's a content creator. He does Bigfoot. He actually was at a Florida Bigfoot convention, which was in Orlando, or Ocala. Ocala, not even like a month ago, which is pretty sick. I had the opportunity to go there, but you know, listen guys, I don't travel a whole lot. I really don't. I'm like invited to places. I don't really travel. Probably would make a bit more of an impact if I travel just a wee bit more, but I don't. But if I live stream more, then we can go to conventions and we can live stream. That'd be pretty sick. But yeah, let's see here. I hope you enjoyed the tour of my place. Yeah, dude, he sent me a 30-minute video. We're gonna be watching that on stream sometime. Be pretty awesome. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. You got this, man. I go to United Skates. They do a disco night every third Friday. Which is actually today, by the way. Fun fact. Disco night. United Skates. Totally just leaking everything, but hey, if I see you there, it'd be pretty sick. So anyways, I don't always go there though, so don't get your hopes up. I'm all into like all the sports and everything. I used to do like baseball, but I didn't keep up with it. Kind of do like at-home workouts, if anything, at this point, but the workout is mostly on the mind, let's be honest. Arlo Guthrie said his dad saying to him, the sign said no trespassing, and on the other side it said nothing. All right, so there's no trespassing in. Is it no trespassing out? So if I'm in, am I locked out? Is that how that works? If we're gonna be really specific, right? Like once I'm in, can I come out? You remind me of Jordan Sathers, your voice for sure. Who in the world is Jordan Sathers? Huh? Never heard of that. Is he a truther of some kind? I've been using that word so much lately, but honestly, what is a truther, right? It's just a human being. Look at that. That's a nice shot right there. You got the road heading into the sun. Pretty sick. Anyways, I'm gonna end soon because it will get dark soon. Like, you know, the sun goes down like 50 times faster than it goes up. So that's kind of how it works. Pretty peaceful. I like the nighttime actually a lot. I think the nighttime is underrated. I could play music too on my other phone when I do these streams. It's another thing I could do. We got some people walking by. See what we can do. I'll speak English. How's it going? So I'm actually like streaming. I don't know if you could tell. I'm actually like teaching people food, like school, and stuff, like all sorts of things. If you're interested, like they're on school. I'm local, so I come to the trails. Stream stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it. Walking away from the mic a little bit. I don't know if you heard me that well. There's a breakup if I walk away that fast, that far. It was a private verse of the land. It's my land. This land is your land. I know that song. Trespassing literally means those that impose against personal boundaries without consent. Well, here's the thing. I did a video on this in the beginning on my first live stream, and you know, I said like a preserve because this is a preserve, it implies that humans can't live with nature. They have to separate nature from them and preserve it separately. But we can't like live in nature. So it's kind of interesting to me, just that whole concept by itself. Now you add on top of that the no trespassing sign, and what do you get? Was breaking up. Yeah, I get disconnected sometimes. 5G, man. You're supposed to have good internet. Sure. No tree passing. No tree passing. Well, there aren't any trees actually here, which is interesting. It's like maybe a couple trees back there. Why is that? Why are there no trees here, but there's trees here? Kind of sus. Right? It's a preserve, but yet I see tractors in the preserve. So the tractors can go in, but I can't go in? I'm kind of confused here. Is it like the state can go in, but I can't go in? Who gets to go in? Right? I don't know. Listen, one day I'll find the answer to this. I do this enough, I'll find out. Let's see. Yo, this guy's back. What's up, man? Yeah. Thank you guys for watching the stream today. Something short before Easter, because I'll be doing stuff tomorrow on the land. I don't know how the live stream would go there. I mean, should I live stream at the Bigfoot Food Forest with like all the people and everything? I don't know if that's a good idea, or if it's a better idea to just record it as I've been doing and then just kind of edit it. I think it's better to just record it, right? But I guess depends on the circumstance. When would I live stream the land? I'm trying to think. I think I'm better off live streaming just more interaction stuff at my computer, and then just recording the college event, recording the Bigfoot Food Forest events. Yes, government trespasses against people's rights to be in the nature, such as the public park closest to at sunset. Yeah, I find that messed up. Like, why would a park close at a certain time? Why would a beach be closed? I don't get the logic in this. Why does it have to be closed? Who decides when a beach is closed? A beach is a beach. It's always been for humanity. Who owns a beach? I don't get this type of thing, you know? Somebody live at the beach? I mean, what the heck? I guess you could say they could build a beach and then it becomes their own property, but like, what? Property can get a little sussy after a while, right? It's like, I'm claiming ownership of this and that and this and that. Yo, what up? Yo, that bike is just like mine. Sounds just like mine. It's thin, it's got the battery. Looks like he kind of built, I don't know if he built that himself. It looked kind of interesting. Kind of look like mine. Why is public land so controlled? Why is everything so controlled, right? Let's be honest. Guy got arrested lying on a park bench and looking at the sky because of failure to ID. Sunchrist, don't you have experience too with people messing with you just for being at a public bench? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, high impact folks. Yeah, he details stuff on his channel all the time of like police and everything. Like always causing issues. Crazy. And I mean, he gets stuff sent to him like every day, right? People say, oh, well, it's like, there's a lot of good guys out there. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good people out there. That goes for anything. But there's also some bad people out there. And they make all the good people look bad. But at the same time, what is the nature of that position? And if the doctor is truly a doctor, then they're no longer a doctor. If the teacher's truly a teacher, they're no longer a teacher. They're like the student. If a governor is like a true governor, they understand the people, they're among them, right? So it negates their own title. That, aside from statism, you know, you add in the violence and the right to rule, you start getting quite a bit of a mixture that it can be quite dangerous. A lot of things like that. It's crazy. Bro, if you were sitting on this bench right now and something happened to you, I'd be filming the cop right now. You bet it. Yeah, they are too dumb to know that's a secondary change, but it's bogus anyways. Yes, sir. Let's see, could I pan this to the bench? Woo! Yo, that's a pretty cool shot. Heck yeah. See right here. Cool. Government owning the beach and the ocean is like the government claiming they own broadcast frequencies and you can buy a license to use broadcast frequencies. Yep. Hello. Yeah, I'm like talking to myself because I'm on a live stream.
Don't worry.
Here, I'm actually, since this is like for unschooling, like if you ever want like homeschooling resources or growing food, if you're into anything like that.
Yeah, our family loves that.
Really?
Yeah.
What, do you mind if I ask you a question for stream? Like, what inspires you? Like, just curious, like very light question.
Anything?
Yeah, like what inspires you? Like, what do you like to learn about in the world?
In the world.
Yes.
I love looking at nature because it just reminds me about Jesus and his
Okay.
creation and the beauty of it.
I love that. Thank you. I love that. Great answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. You too. That was awesome. Very cool. How dare you surf the beach without a license, sir? The government is... How dare you walk 6 feet too close to somebody? How dare you breathe naturally as a human being? How dare you live without anything man-made imposed upon you? How dare you be free? How dare you walk from one little area to another because of some imaginary border? How dare you just have a baby without registering the baby? I mean, gosh, do you want me to go on? And people think that's okay? Like, okay, that would be a good question actually for people, right? It's like, I feel like that would actually probably be a pretty good question, right? Let's be honest. If I were like walking up to people and I was like, hey, do you think people should register their baby, register their birth? I feel like people don't ask that question enough. How do you feel about people being registered into a system? Do you think God requires that of you? Like especially the lady I just talked to, right? She just said, I'm out in nature because I see nature as kind of like a reflection of Jesus. If you heard her answer, right? That's what she said. That was a great answer. Well, if I could have asked a follow-up question and been like, hey, well, do you think people should register their kid? Now, the reason why I didn't ask her that is because, like, in a way, I don't want to challenge people, right? I just want to provide them with information, stick to the positive, but you don't want to also just focus on the positive and ignore completely the negative, right? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of negative. You guys just brought up a bunch in the chat. Like, I didn't even do that, right? We all know what's going on, and most people know, and I feel like they're just afraid to say it, frankly. Signing you up as assets for the corporation, yeah, right? And that's where a lot of people say it begins. They say it begins with the birth system, but you know, frankly, anytime you play into fear, anytime you play into any game of somebody claiming ownership over you, that's when you're giving in. It's not just the birth certificate, but of course, you can say that's a pretty big one. I just don't hear people really asking that question. I think it's a pretty important question. And then that brings up the challenge too to the conservatives out there, all the people who are like, I'm pro-freedom, I'm pro-truth, and they're like, we need to make sure all these illegals are, legal in the country. And so they don't look at them as human beings. They're looking at them under the lens of some document. They're already dehumanizing them right off the bat. They claim to be freedom, truth. They claim to be God lovers, right? They love Jesus. Meanwhile, Jesus, did he create some birth certificate system? Did he create some citizenship system? They just throw that into their belief system and say, oh, well, it's part of America, and America's founded on Christianity. Meanwhile, half our founding fathers were deists, or questionably Christian, to say the least. But aside from that, I mean, like, crazy, man. Crazy. God wrote the Constitution with his own hands. I had people actually argue that to me, by the way, in Pennsylvania. I mean, the extent to which they will go. Pretty crazy. Government isn't a physical entity, so how can a non-existing entity own property? Whose name is on the deeds to so-called government lands? The government claims to own 70% of Utah. Yeah, there's people I know who are trying to fight using the Constitution, saying, hey, the government does not own the land that they claim to own. But I'm like, okay, Constitution, using that against the government, that's what it was created for, we claim? I don't know about that. What's up, man? He's got headphones on. First guy came by. He was the first one person here. He's probably the sign that I should get going, because if he's going back, then I probably should head back soon. Let's be honest. They claim to own all the land, bro. All the land. I know, it's not just the land. That's right. That's a good point. They don't just own the so-called land that they own, like the preserved land or whatever. They claim to own all the land because you have to get permits for everything. And you have to buy into it, and you have to get their permission. It's crazy. Right? Because even if you say it's a capitalist who owns this or that, they're still beholden to a government. So it's not really capitalism. It's not really freedom. It's like all the people who criticize capitalism are usually criticizing a censored version, a suppressed version of capitalism. We don't really see capitalism in its full potential. And I guess it's such a general term too. Like, what is really capital? You go down a rabbit hole of economics. It's just moneyism. What? It can mean anything. It can mean consumerism. It can mean materialism, or it can mean free trade and people saying, "Hey, maybe I shouldn't have too much, but I just want to be able to freely barter with others." I'm like, huh? A lobster once said, "Religion is a human emotion." I resent lobsters. What a weird, what a strange comment. Where are you guys getting this stuff from? It's simple. Claim your freedom and say, I do not consent to be credible for a falsified document. I mean, sounds simple. Is it really simple? I don't know. Is it simple? Is it really simple? Yo, welcome back. Second ACC. Hi, what's up? On YouTube? Come on over to Twitch, guys. Twitch.tv/CoconutTV. It's perfectly in frame, so you can see the letters on the screen over here. It's perfectly on frame. There's no such thing as a legal human being, but they're all governments are, under natural law. Yeah, natural law is like a concept to say nature, basically. Hello. Your answer was great. I was like trying to think, like, I guess I could like interview you probably forever, but I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I don't mind. I have a minute.
I'm trying to think, like, because I believe the same thing. Like, I like nature. I'm like such a nature-seeking person. And so for me, like, when I go to like Christian churches, I always ask questions about them. I'm like, well, what if nature's my church? And I sometimes get like looked at and they're like, huh? Because, I don't like always go to church on Sunday. I'm like,
I know, but you can always experience his presence when you go outside in nature.
yeah.
Whether it's the beach, whether it's the forest, you can experience it.
Well, see, yeah, I feel like I agree with that, Hello, how's it going? Oh, nice, awesome. Yeah, I'm local, so are you local too?
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah,
awesome.
right here.
Awesome, yeah. Try not to leak my address, but yeah, I'm on like YouTube and Twitch, some people. So like I do like educational stuff, like psychology, philosophy, but like I also grow food locally. So we have a project, I know I'm like pointing over there, like basically around Newport Richey, 5 acres. We're actually growing food together and we're doing a potluck actually tomorrow. And then like I do interviews with people, and then we're gonna like build like Airbnbs, all sorts of things. Yeah, so we're just like bringing people together.
Yeah.
Hello, how's it going? I'm on stream, so just telling people. But yeah, these people are like spamming in my chat. They got me busy. But But yeah, no, I wanted to ask you the question, right? So if I ask you something a little bit more challenging, would you think like, okay, so Jesus, God, like nature, do you think it's right to like register birth, like register kids into the system? You think like we should? Because like, I feel like nature doesn't require that of us. And I talk a lot about freedom with my community. Like we care a lot about what's going on in the world, and we do want to return to nature in a way. So we see there's a lot of restrictions. Like I find it kind of silly as like a no trespassing sign, because it in a way implies we can't work with nature or like live with nature. We have to like separate ourselves from it. So what do you think about this idea of like birth certificate? Don't you think it kind of like doesn't make us human, like natural, like we have to be in some sort of system?
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like my opinion, at least.
If
Yeah.
to be part of society, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more society. I think if you live like off the grid, it wouldn't matter. It's just you and your family, and that's it. So I think it depends on what your goals are as a person. If it lines up with it, you want to be more like taking care of your family and just you and your family, then you do that.
But you think like under God's point of view, like if we all were to align more to nature or God, do you think we can get to the point maybe as humanity to where we may not need those systems anymore?
I think that's in the view that all parents and all people are good. If they're not, then I think it's important we have a system to protect kids that aren't. Like,
Oh, okay.
where
To
are
kind of
these
like
kids
keep
at?
track of them, you're saying?
Yeah, like, hey, they've been missing for 5 years. Are they alive? Who's taking care of them? I think if all humanity was good, then yeah, you do your own thing. But unfortunately, that's not the way we live in. So
I see. I
we
see.
need like at least the idea is like hopefully that other people who have
Good music. Jam it. No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I feel like that could be a concern a lot of people have. But I feel like that's also can be an excuse to not try to get to that point where we can become more better
Yeah.
as
I
a
think
humanity.
We should always try to be a good society, good people.
Yeah. Because like how much do we want to track people? You know what I mean? Like how much do we want to register every little thing? Like our car, like to go fishing, to...
I think it's excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's too much information out there. And it's just with technology, it's becoming more and more.
But you can like say it's like, oh, well, to protect my fishing pole, to make sure it's not like stolen, or to protect my car, to make sure if something happens, like under the guise of protection, how much do we want to kind of control everything? Or should we...
There's
Yeah.
limits. I get that. I think to some point it's like, yeah, why are we doing this? But yeah, as far as people, I know that's important, especially kids or people that can't protect themselves.
Sure.
That's important. But yeah, fishing poles, who cares? Fishing license, who cares?
Yeah. Well, you know, you never know. You're gonna have somebody who says, "Oh, well, that's really important to me."
I don't know. I'm not for the lawmaking and stuff, so maybe
Yeah.
for that, not to me too much. But
I know. But don't you feel like then it's kind of a little opinionated as like what's important? So maybe if you say, well, it's not opinionated, it's more based on like life and ownership, like of more important things, then it's less opinionated.
well, yeah, when
but-
you talk about ownership, I guess it's like, well, how do you know that one's yours and not
Yeah.
mine? Because it's the same brand. It looks the exact same. And I guess if you went to the model number, maybe you're like, oh, but that one's mine.
If you don't want to be licensed like yourself, do you think you should have a choice to like say, I don't want to be under that system, and so I'll take the risks involved with not doing
I
that?
think it depends. I mean, it's a very generic question. It's all dependent on per situation, and then again, if it's good or bad, or how much protection is needed to protect you or your things. If you're maybe if you're in a location where things are easily stolen, you might be like, hey, I need this registered and licensed, so they can always track it back down to me, so I can always get my things back.
Sure,
But
sure,
if you're in
sure.
a location, you're like, why do you keep caring about it? Everyone's chill over here. Then
Yeah.
it's like, why? It's more of a hassle. So it's,
Mm.
I think it depends on your environment, the kind of person you are,
Hmm.
what it is. Very specific.
I see. Yeah, I feel like though, like, I mean, I look back on the past because I study like a lot of like the historic stuff, and people are like, slaves were licensed to go from plantation to plantation. And so it's like, why would we license like humans and like force them to be licensed? Because in a way it's kind of like, to me it's similar, because I feel like I should be able to live my life free and able to choose what to do with my own body because I own myself.
Yeah.
In a way, I don't own myself if somebody else has licensing over me and says what I have to do. So,
One of my dad's favorite shows is literally people living off grid. So
oh really?
I get that. And part of us, I think,
I find that interesting. People
Yeah.
associate off-grid living though with freedom. I feel like freedom's inherent.
I I know you should. It's like, but there you don't have to worry about like, here are your HOAs. Like, oh, you can't paint your house blue because it doesn't line up with what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice that you can choose to do whatever you want on some type of land like that and not have any worry about, oh, you have this amount of animals or you have this loud sound going on. Again, if you're on the other end of it and you have a rooster waking up at 4 in the morning, you don't have work until 9 a.m., yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But to other extents, like you also have to be careful about other people and live in a way that your lifestyle doesn't obstruct on other people. And so I think that's why the laws are in place. But of course, they can always go overboard.
I find that strange. It's like we have to require controlling other people to prevent the control of other people, or like, or steal from everybody through taxation to prevent the possible theft of one person stealing another.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. It's like,
And then where's the money going? So, is it to help us? Or I don't see
yeah. So I'm looking, like, I want to create a voluntary world. I want everything to be based on consent. I believe we can get to that point because people do mostly live their lives voluntarily. So that's what I believe is possible. And I think Jesus and God and those methods can help us get there, possibly. But although it could also be used the other way. You know, like I hear people say, give to Caesar what is Caesar, that quote.
Yeah.
Even though I think that's also sometimes like depends on interpretation, because I saw someone else who was like, well, that just means give to man what is man and give to God what is God. So like you have to choose between serving one master or another, like the other quote, don't serve two masters.
Yeah.
So like for me it gets confusing because I'm like a nature seeking person, and then I look at the text and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm trying to navigate it, trying to figure it out, trying to talk to people, learn from them, and I appreciate your perspective, and thank you, because there's not a lot of people who are willing to talk and just think about these things.
Yeah. Actually, the older I get, I'm like, why is this going on? Why is this normal?
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people think about it because you're just told it's what's normal and it's what you should just get used to. So we have
Yes.
really fun music.
For me, it's all about, you know, trying to get people just to be themselves, like just authenticity.
Yeah.
So like, I'll ask you, like, I have a very challenging question, ready?
Okay.
This is it, last question. If you were given the choice between obeying the law and doing what you're told to do versus obeying your conscience, and your conscience goes against that law, do you follow orders, do what you're told, even though it goes against your conscience? Or do you follow your conscience and disobey the law?
So, this is where I'll go with that. For me, the law has a certain place where it stands.
Sure. And by the way, I'm only because you're
Okay.
super cool, so like I could feel like I could ask this
You're
question.
good. I'm sure I'm not in the way.
All good. Cute talk.
I think it goes to an extent where, for me, it's as long as it lines up with the Word of God, that's the most important thing. Because His law is all that matters. Laws will always change. They will always go based on popularity or what people think, and it's going to be opinion based. But I stand on absolute truth. So if I go to God and He's like, hey, this is what you have to do, and in other countries, Christianity is illegal. So if that's what the case is, I'm going there. Yeah, I'm going to do that if that's what God is telling me to do, because His opinion matters more than mine.
Right.
He knows what's best for my life better than I know myself, because I don't know my whole lifespan.
Sure.
So yeah, if it came to it and that's exactly what God is telling me to do, I'm going to do what He tells me to do. I wouldn't obviously go out of my way to go and disobey the law, but it would require a lot of consideration and speaking to people that I truly value or who give me wisdom and how to navigate through that. So the best way I can
Good
get to
answer.
that without getting me in trouble.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Well, that's an amazing answer, because I've actually, like, I went to some of the colleges and asked that question because I was just curious what they would say, and I was surprised. There's people who are like, oh, I would obey the law no matter what. I'm like, like World War II?
That's scary.
Like,
They don't
yeah.
always know what's right.
Yeah, like, what is the moral compass? And then I asked them that, and they're like, well, it's subjective. It's whatever people think
They
is
don't believe
right.
in absolute truth at all times.
Right. So what is a right? Like, would you define, like, if I were to say what's a human right, would you be able to define that to me?
Human right?
Yeah.
As of right now, I believe it's to live freely, and you can speak whatever you desire.
Yeah.
You can live in the way that you desire and buy what you want and be able to take care of yourself and those you love. I think that's pretty much the right that we get to have as humans, ensuring that you can live your life peacefully and loving others in that sort of way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Awesome answer. Yeah, it's something I would say too, probably. So, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Guys have your
Take care.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Cool. Very nice meeting more people. You're welcome to come to our events too. I have it on the flyer, like a Telegram link. It has like events and stuff I do locally. So you're always welcome. Potlucks and stuff. Thank you. Cool. Hope you guys heard all of that. Cool stuff. Probably had some disconnects, I'm assuming, but everything come out good though. No give to Caesar what is Caesar's, both sarcasm and IQ test. I say that because a lot of people use that as Christians that I've met. But you know, you never know what you come across. Where is this? We're in Florida. We're on the Pinellas Trail. So this is Central West Florida. Hello. Welcome back. You see the flyer I gave you? Yeah? What'd you think? Any kind of interesting, right? New stuff? That's my hopes. All right, guys, I'm gonna probably head out. Plus, it's also bug hour, which is pretty cool, right? Because I think it's cool. A lot of people may not think it's cool. I think it's cool. People don't think, under the rule of the Roman Empire, if you said don't pay your taxes, it would have been off with their heads. Yeah, that's a very interesting thing there. Very interesting thing there. Roman Empire only, you know, basically ran all of Europe. Basically like a world government, right? That still exists now, probably, let's be honest. Roman Empire just took on different forms. Just like a trauma. Just like anything else. It takes on different forms. Very fascinating. Yo, wow, KCB. I thought your name said KGB. I thought like some Russian agents listening in the chat. But welcome to the chat. Welcome to Twitch. Cool that you're on Twitch. I got a lot of people on YouTube, if you're wondering. That's why the Restream bot is there. And they got to come over to Twitch. They don't know where's the right place, right? Twitch is where it's at. But yeah, we do all sorts of streams. I mean, who knows? Am I right? What do you write? What did you say? Did I miss any messages? Did you say something? I don't know. How often do you do this? Yeah, not often, man. Not often. At least right now. I'm just starting out. So if I'm a noob at this and I don't know what, like I'm still just figuring things out, it's because I just started, man. Just started. The Russian agent thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're definitely a Russian agent. 100%. 100%. Who wouldn't be? If you watch my stream, you're definitely a Russian agent. There's no way you're not. Let's be honest. Okay, do you see the people in my chat? We're all Russian agents. According to, you know, people out there in the mainstream media, everybody's a Russian. You think about freedom? We're Russian. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I'm not political, by the way. Like, if you're new to the stream, I talk about everything and anything. I joke around a lot, use some sarcasm, so don't take anything I say seriously. In fact, you shouldn't take anything seriously from anybody because I want you to question everything, right? So that's the key here. That's the whole message on the stream. So don't even take me seriously, like seriously. Seriously, don't take me seriously. But you see, can you take that seriously? See, now I'm getting you thinking, right? People think they know until they know what they know. They know what they know. What they know of what? Truth grows and falseness corrodes. Corrodes. Now where at say the wrong thing and it's off to El Salvador? Yeah, man, listen, there's a lot of weird places to live in this world. A lot of crazy places. We're going to stop the stream soon, guys. I'm sorry. It's getting late. Sun's going down. It is going down fast, all right? So we got to go. We got to get moving, all right? So I'm going to be zooming out of here with the electric bike, and I'll see you guys around. I did this quick stream because Easter and other things, like I'm working on a movie script with Jim Gale, a lot of cool things. So I will get back to streaming as soon as I can, and probably on the computer and doing some React stuff, watching, you know, Food for stuff, watching other clips. And yeah, for those of you on Twitch, make sure to follow the stream. Make sure to subscribe if you want. Feel free. It's free if you have Amazon. You can connect it to your Twitch account and support me for free, which is pretty awesome. Question everything, of course. Thank you, Mandatory Myocarditis. You've been here this whole time. You're awesome. And for those of you who have been sticking around even throughout all the disconnects, I appreciate it. Hope you liked some of those interviews. That was a pretty good one at the end there. Good one to leave off on. And that's just the beginning, guys. That's just the beginning. We're just starting out, right? We're just starting out. We're just getting into the rhythm. So I'll keep in touch as time moves on, but there's a lot of stuff being developed. The Golden Longsword, welcome in the chat. Sun Crits, thank you for hanging out as well. We're off and away, boys. We're off and away. We're heading out. So I'm going to be ending stream. Hey, how's it going? I'm on stream. I didn't get to talk to you before, but yeah.
Great, thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Keep going. You got this. Let's go. What's up? All right. He's still going. He's out here. I'm still out here. All right. We're going to be ending the stream right now. Peace out. Make sure to, let's see. I have videos coming out soon, so stay tuned, but a lot of things to work on. So if you want to be an editor, you want to help clip some stuff from the streams, let me know. There's a lot of good stuff from last stream. Really good stream last stream. Check it out if you haven't already. Instead of watching videos, you can watch some of my streams on the desktop, some of my live appearances that I do it live with you guys and I interact. It's pretty awesome. Those are pretty fun. Happy spring celebration, everybody.